Alright, I told myself I wasn't going to make a video about the unit circle, but I'm doing it so that I can cross it off. And if you tell me you don't know this, after watching this video, there's going to be some words, some strong words. Okay, so you should know sine and cosine for 0, pi 6, pi 4, pi thirds, and pi halves. Like, you should be able just to rattle these off. So I'm going to write them down for you. So here it goes like this. It's 0, it's 1/2. It is root 2 over 2. It is root 3 over 2. It is 1. Boom, that is sine. Take the cosine, reverse it. So what I'm saying is we're going to start with 1 and go to 0. So it's going to look like 1, root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, 1/2, and 0. Boom, sine and cosine, all there. Okay, now, when I say the unit circle, what we're talking about is that if I was to sweep 0, pi 6, pi 4, pi thirds, or pi halves. So all of those land in the first quadrant, which you'll see right there. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if we were to draw a circle with a center at the origin and a radius of 1, sorry, my circle's not that great, but there you go. Okay, so what happens is this is the coordinate 1, 0, which is that the cosine of 0 is 1 and that the sine of 0 is 0. And if I come over here, this is 0, 1. So this is saying the cosine of pi halves is 0 and the sine of pi halves is 1. Okay. And you could do it for all of these. So this guy right here has a coordinate of root 3 over 2, 1/2. So this is the cosine is the x coordinate, the sine is the y coordinate. I could keep doing that. Okay. The reason why this is useful is because we can use reference angles. So here in the second quadrant, this is 2 pi thirds. This is 3 pi fourths. This is 5 pi 6. And this is pi. So if somebody came along and said, Jen, what is the cosine of 5 pi 6? Right? They asked me that. What's the cosine of 5 pi 6? Well, I go, well, what's the cosine of pi 6? The cosine of pi 6 is root 3 over 2. This is in this quadrant where x is negative, so this would be negative root 3 over 2. Boom. Okay. What if somebody said, Jen, what's the sine of 3 pi fourths? Okay. Well, the sine of pi fourths is root 2 over 2. 3 pi fourths is the second quadrant. The sine or y value is still positive, so it would still be a positive root 2 over 2. Okay, so what this allows me to do is if you ask me about anything with these reference angles in any of these 4 quadrants, or even this one backwards, so when I say this one backwards is that we can also talk about this spot as either 7 pi fourths or negative pi fourths if we sweep backwards. I could use all these facts and adjust them with positives and negatives. Okay, so you need to know this. You need to be able to move it to different quadrants. Okay, what if I asked about the tangent? Easy. If I ask you about the tangent of any of these angles, you take the sine and put it over the cosine. If I ask you about the cosecant, you take this and you flip it. If I ask you about the secant, you take these and flip it. Okay, so memorize these facts. You will use them not only in 265A, but there is a ton of trig in 265B and even more in 283. I mean, it's trig, trig, trig. Okay, so you need to know these facts. Good luck.